sole superpower in the world, and it's never looked back. In all aspects of the world, the United States is indeed a superpower, especially when it comes to its military might, which is unsurpassable in its strength, technological superiority, operational capabilities, and power projection across the globe.
It'll be good to see, because obviously we know in the UK, America is just one you don't mess with. That's just very common knowledge, but no one really knows why. Like,
now we're gonna find out, honey.
Hopefully we find out through this video.
Yeah.
In this video, we'll take a look at the 5 top reasons why you wouldn't want to go against the US military establishment. The United States Air Force is the strongest in the world, not only in the number of operational aircraft, but also in technological superiority. The country currently operates a total of over 15,000 military aircraft, combining all the branches of the military service, including the US Navy, US Army, Coast Guard, and the US Marines. As of 2017, the US Air Force alone has a fleet of over 5,300 aircraft, 406 intercontinental ballistic missiles, and 170 military satellites.
That's from 2017, so imagine now.
They must have produced even more.
Way more.
Yeah.
Let us know, guys. You guys seem to know a lot about...
Because this is old stats.
This is old stats, so let us know. I'm sure you guys know. Comment below if the updated stats, if you can.
Greater than any other technology allows a 5th generation aircraft such as the F-22 Raptor with a max takeoff weight of 83,500 pounds to have a radar cross-section of just 0.0001.
That's so nuts. So like they're proper bomber jets, and you don't even know when they're coming because they got technology to counter
undetectable as well.
Undetectable on radars. So in most countries.
But are you allowed to have that?
Surely.
I'm not saying the US will ever do this, but they can just literally go to another country.
They can, but obviously if they go into war, they need to be able to be
have that
stuff like this to be ahead. And, you know, that's the reason countries are so scared of them, is because this is the shit they deal with.
God.
Yeah.
No wonder everyone got offended when I said Russia in the last video.
Meters squared, about the size of a bumblebee.
Wow.
What's more insane is that the massive B-2 bomber also has the same radar cross-section as the F-22 Raptor. Thus, it becomes extremely difficult to track stealth aircraft.
Not gonna lie, it
even
looks
if
sick.
the enemy spots them on their radar.
Crazy.
It looks like something from the Avengers.
Yeah.
Scopes, it's a whole other story to successfully track them and register a missile kill. The whole idea behind this technology is to break the chain in which a conventional surface-to-air missile defense system works. It's the same reason countries like China and Russia are also hard at developing their own stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20 and the Sukhoi Su-57, respectively. These aircraft will allow the US Air Force to assert its air superiority over any battlefield of the future. And we all know that control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war for the world's ocean.
The Navy, we done the video on the Navy. Check that video out if you haven't already. Obviously, look, we're from the UK. Our knowledge is very limited, and we don't come out our way to research like the American armed power and, you know, the army.
I think it's mainly general knowledge, though, isn't it?
Some of it, yeah.
Personally, I'll be honest, I don't know nothing about the Navy force.
Me neither.
I don't know nothing about the military.
But we don't come out our way to look into it.
Yeah.
We've never needed to. There was never a reason for us.
Don't come for us when we say Russia can match
our knowledge is our knowledge on this stuff is low.
We understand now, okay?
Yeah. Well, this is why we're doing these videos, to learn, because we want to gain knowledge, because it's very interesting. Yeah. It's good to know.
Guided missile.
So this is a ship which carries aircraft on it. So just so I get this clear, there's people in the ship that are ready to battle as well.
Yeah, because imagine they're going like without, if they're not kind of going without support in terms of America backing their own ships, imagine these get taken over or blown up. I imagine it's got like 70 ships each one, and they're never going to leave that to
That's so
ship
crazy
itself.
Though. Like they're carrying aircraft.
Yeah, mad. Yeah.
Wow.
And they got loads of them.
Yeah.
Up to 70 per one. It's literally basically a runway in the water.
Penetrable. High suborbital spaceflight, approximately 1,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The body of the missile then separates from the warhead, which re-enters the atmosphere and free falls to the assigned target at hypersonic speeds. The US military currently operates 400 ICBMs from its base in Wyoming, Montana, and North Dakota. The LGM-30G Minuteman III is the only type of ICBM that is currently operational in the US. The Minuteman III family of
7 billion
That's a
on
lot of
upgrades.
money.
Thing is, US can print money, so it's like whatever they need to make it happen, they'll make it happen. And to think missiles, they're man-made. Like, it's so mad. Man-made, like, science has learned and come to a point in a time where they can send a piece of metal full of explosive into the air and
To take out a city.
supersonic speeds to take out its enemy. It's nuts.
latest versions of the missiles have a range of over 8,000 miles, which is greater than the diameter of the Earth at 7,917.5 miles. They can carry multiple 330 kiloton nuclear warheads, which is 20 times greater than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not only that, each of these warheads can be assigned to different targets independently. The technology is called Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicle, or MIRV, and was first developed for the Minuteman III family of missiles. So any country messing with the United States will have to deal with this awesome arsenal of firepower, which
How do they survive or defend themselves against that?
You can't.
They got,
yourself.
I'm sure there's like, they obviously other countries got like anti-missile technologies and that.
Do you think that can go through? Because Israel, they've got a shield.
The
over the
globe
country.
thing.
I
don't know.
Do you think that'll hold that back?
Guys, comment below.
I don't think it would.
Will a rocket like that penetrate through
They spent £7 billion making
the
this.
sapphire around a country like Israel? Just out of curiosity, is
I
it
don't
that
think it
powerful?
would.
Because then again, their sapphire must be. It's meant to be like the ultimate defense,
But this is meant to be the
the
ultimate
ultimate
weapon.
Well,
I mean, not that I'm trying to hint anything, but
no, just out of curiosity,
yeah.
it's interesting. Let us know, guys.
can be launched at a moment's notice. If it weren't the ICBMs or the stealth fighters raining fire down on you, it would be precision-guided munitions, or better known as smart bombs or PGMs instead. This is another big reason why not messing with the US military is a good idea. All branches of the US military use smart bombs in some forms or the other. These weapon systems are designed to be precise and hit a specific target with maximum efficiency. These bombs are so effective that during the First Gulf War, PGMs comprised only 9% of weapons fired, but accounted for 75% of all successful hits. Since then, for the US military at least, the days of normal artillery shells and unguided bombs are long gone. Nowadays, the military uses PGMs from air, ground, and sea. Precision-guided munitions come in various forms and use different kinds of technologies to achieve precise hits. A large majority of PGMs use the Global Positioning System, or GPS, of satellites to guide their trajectory to target. However, sometimes this becomes a problem, as GPS coverage is not always reliably available everywhere across the globe, or bad weather conditions can hinder operations. Thus, the Office of Naval Research, the Naval Surface Warfare Center, and the Army Research Laboratory have all coordinated to develop the first ever artillery-fired smart munition that will not use GPS guidance. The project is known as Moving Target Artillery Round, or MTAR for short. The MTAR shell can be guided onto stationary as well as moving targets in both land and sea, using a combination of guidance technology. The best part is that these shells can be fired from the existing M777A2 155mm towed howitzer and the M109A7 Paladin Integrated Management Self-Propelled 155mm artillery.
Look at that. That's a madness. Tank is just... That's, you know what, when they have to think of like new technologies, they need to think, all right, we've made like the ultimate, I don't know, explosive. How do we implement that to our current weaponry? Because it needs to be universal for what they currently, they don't, to save like time and money, they need to make the new bombs or the new technology fit their current technology, if that makes sense.
Rather than having to create
build something new for
technology.
Stuff like that. So if
Yeah.
it works in their old tanks and their old launchers. So
Yeah.
that's really, there's so much money in war when you think about it. It's actually quite scary when you deep it.
You know what? I know this is completely off topic, but people that are part of the Navy, the military, it's such a difficult job.
Yeah, life threatening too.
Yeah, life threatening is difficult. Like, you honestly have to appreciate everyone that's involved.
Yeah.
They're literally fighting for us while we're here.
Yeah,
chilling.
civilians are living their normal
Yeah.
life, and their armies are doing a madness behind closed doors, doing special projects and shit that we don't even know about.
Systems already in use by the US military. The shells will also feature an extended range of 40 to 60 miles using rocket boosters to propel them. Once finished, it will afford the US military another potent weapon system that outclasses others around the world. Lastly, the fifth and final reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is drones. We're all familiar with what an unmanned aerial vehicle or drone is and what it's supposed to do. But in recent years, the usability of UAVs are steadily increasing to encompass all spheres of military operations, and the US military is...
I only learned what a UAV is because of Call of Duty, otherwise I would have never known what a UAV is.
I mean, I don't
And
know.
a lot of these planes are in COD, like when you call in a kill streak, airstrike. I'm sure a lot of these are the same planes they use in Call of Duty.
the pioneering spirit behind it. At first, used only for surveillance missions, drones were quickly weaponized after the 9/11 attacks and have been extensively used by the US military in the war against terror as an offensive weapon platform. It's forecasted that over the next decades, the US is in line to purchase over 1,000 combat drones of various classifications. Some of them, like the Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel and the Boeing MQ-25 Stingray, are already in
Stingray,
the final
that's it.
stages of development, and once finished, will
Actually looked like a Stingray, low key. That's pretty cool.
It does.
It was white as well.
That's where it got inspired from.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It looks sick. And these, these like matte ones, they just look mad.
It looks like something from Star Wars.
Yeah, it just don't. It's crazy to think that's real, man.
Yeah.
provide the US military with state-of-the-art platforms capable of multi-role operations, ranging from attack missions
that.
to aerial refueling. Drone technology has reached such heights today that a single UAV can loiter miles above the surface of the Earth for hours, waiting for the target to show its head and sticking with impunity. This capability will allow all the services under the US military to reduce its dependency on manned platforms, thereby reducing the risks during future combat operations. These 5 weapon systems make the US military extremely dangerous for any adversary looking to get into a conflict with them.
I wonder how AI has integrated itself into war. Because obviously AI is such a new and powerful technology. I'm sure the US are using AI. We need like an up-to-date version of like this 5 reasons. I don't know how recent this is, but I don't think it's like the most recent.
Do you think they would rely on AI?
I'm sure they still need a lot of manpower, but I think they'll use AI for a lot of things.
Yeah. Because would you rely on a robot when you're trying to fight for your nation?
I
If
guess
you get what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying, but I guess it depends on the job of the AI. If it's something that ain't like, they still need the person to do the job, but then the AI is just given the support to make it more accurate, then yeah, but it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, AI is fully taking over our flying our ships and shit. Then nah, I don't see that happening.
In a conventional warfare setting, it's almost impossible to beat the US military machine. That's why modern enemies of the United States are employing more and more asymmetric warfare strategies against the mighty US military. Despite that, the US military juggernaut is hands down the most powerful military complex in the world today, and probably will be for decades to come.
Yeah, no one's beating that.
That's all we have for you
Don't
today,
mess with
folks.
the States,
Thanks for sticking
man.
around till the end.